Hey guys, welcome back to Pool 101, and today I'm looking at my Sense and Dispense system by Hayward. Now, what this is supposed to do is sense your water, it's gonna read that water, and it's gonna test for pH and for chlorine, depending on how you set it up. Now, I have a saltwater pool, so we're testing for pH, and ideally what happens is it senses the water and puts muriatic acid in the water directly when it needs to bring that pH level down. So I have a saltwater pool, so my pH is always pressing up. This will help bring it down. Now, if you've been following along this year, one of the few things I've actually had to put in my pool is pH minus, and I don't want to put anything in my pool other than salt. I think the main reason for that is because my probes have dried out. Now, Matt taught me something interesting I didn't know, and that's if you don't winterize your probes, you can actually dry them out. I didn't know that these little probes right here have to be winterized. So Matt, I'm only using the pH one. What does the ORP probe do?
That'll be for chlorine, which you'll inject CO2 into your water to bring your pH levels back up.
Okay, so I don't have a chlorine pool, I have a saltwater pool, so that's why I'm not really using this probe. It's just if you have a chlorine pool. I think if I'm understanding correctly, then chlorine pools, you're gonna bring your pH down, salt or up, and salt will bring it down.
Well, a chlorine pool forces your pH down all the time, whereas salt water is always creating more pH.
And so it raises it up.
So you have to control your pH on a saltwater pool, or you got to bring your pH up on a chlorine pool.
So if you're using a Sense and Dispense on a chlorine pool, you would only be using the ORP. Oh, you'd use both sides.
Yep.
So it will be able to bring your pH up or bring your pH down. But because mine's a saltwater pool, all I need to do is bring my pH down. And this is run to a muriatic acid tank, and we'll show you that in a minute. But let's start changing out probes and figuring out what we can do to fix this thing.
All right. They come in a nice little package, but you're gonna want to keep this in. This has got water in it, so when they ship them to you and you store them, it keeps water airtight, watertight, sealed inside of here.
Get out of here. So that's what I need to screw on in the winter.
Yep, add a little bit of your pool water to it, put it on.
Got it. Now this winter, we barely finished this pool. I didn't get a full season with it. So almost as soon as it was built, we had to close it back down, and I did not winterize these probes. I didn't know how to do that. So now, do we need to cut power off or do anything to this before?
If you've already shut your board down, we should be just fine.
Okay, and to shut your board down, you literally just open it up. Let me remove this here. And you can flip all your breakers on the inside to remove all the power from anything. And you definitely want to do that before you're messing with anything in your system.
They have a very simple, looks like a video camera jack. Easy to take out.
Oh, wow, that is pretty easy.
And it's just threads out of the system.
Wow.
These come pre-Teflon for you.
So it already has a Teflon tape.
Take that off.
Love it. I do love Hayward products. They think of everything.
We got her in good and tight. And we have swapped out the probe.
That easy?
That easy.
That fast. Now, if you look at the old probe, visually it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, but there is a little ball that's on the tip of it. I think that keeps it in water as well. It looks like there's some type of liquid in there, but I could see how that could dry out if it's not stored in liquid. And I did winterize everything, so maybe that's what's wrong. Matt, now I should just run it for maybe 24 hours and see what happens?
Yep, make sure you're making your pH should start coming down about within 24 hours.
So my pH is at 8.1, and instead of putting pH minus in, we're gonna try this out. I'm not gonna jump in the pool yet. I'm gonna let it run for 24 hours and see if that pH will fall on its own. That should prove out whether this is indeed the problem. If this is not the problem, we may look at other things. Maybe I have some type of issue in my lines, and I'll show you real quick where that tank is. It's located right on this side, and that is full of muriatic acid, and it has a motor that's on the top. Yeah, and that's your pump motor, that's correct. And that's what pumps that into your line. And if you can see, it's plumbed right in here as well. You will need an outlet to plug that into, but your board on your OmniLogic turns this on and off as it senses the water and does that pH reading. it'll activate the motor on this tank and turn it on when it needs to come on. So it's super cool technology. I just think I winterized mine wrong. Give me 24 hours and we'll see what happens.